Chapter 61 Simulation. Evolved Water Blade Seal. The glans will be bent for you. Very smooth, fast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If there is no sparkling crystal stone, still silver level, chuan, I will definitely turn around and run away. But now, sorry, I have no choice. You decide to lure the enemy deeper. You turn around and retreat, starting to stay away from the deep water area. The water affinity effect will allow your injuries to recover slowly, so there shouldn't be much of a problem. The red scale furnace turtle is not very fast. You deliberately slowed down its swimming speed to give it a chance to catch up with you. The red scale furnace turtle attacks multiple times. You avoided it many times under the effect of tail dance, but you were still a little injured. Unknowingly, the red scale furnace turtle has been let out of the depths by you. The surrounding temperature decreases and your attributes are restored. All attributes of the red scale furnace turtle reduced by 10%, point one goes down and the other goes up, it's 20% every time you go back and forth. You know, assuming the combat power is almost the same, even a little bit faster or a little bit higher power could determine victory, this 20% may not seem like much, but it is actually very considerable. This is what lures the enemy in. Yi Yinchuan made the right bet. After all, no one knows whether the red-scaled furnace turtle will definitely not be able to adapt to shallow water. Looking at the red-scaled furnace turtle whose movements were obviously slow, he was completely unaware of it. You decide, fuck him, forget it. Yi Yinchuan raised his eyebrows. Why should I ask? It's all laid out here, can this be forgotten? Especially, Yi Yinchuan observed in the simulation scenario, as a hugger, I have accumulated a lot of hurt and anger in the process of chasing and escaping. The tail of a ferocious dragon behind him has begun to glow red. Properties wax and wane, plus, the more injured you are, the stronger your talent is. Tail of Dragon's Fury. This is the confidence to leapfrog the challenge. You decide to fight to the death with the red scale furnace turtle. I was attacked multiple times by it just now, and the dragon's tail of fury has taken effect. Please formulate a strategy. Only the talent skills are displayed on the board. There are also props that can be used, the horn of the dagger fish, or even a stone harvested before. It seems a bit unscientific, but how to put it, very rivery. Because Yi Yinchuan was in a simulated scenario, I saw myself as a hug, clamping the horns of the dagger fish to the tail, clamping the stone in the creaking nest. As for the sharp teeth of the saber-toothed tiger, the thing was so big that it was hugged and placed in a nest. Frost pine cones are the most precious, just put them in your mouth and hold them. Hold a fruit in your mouth, it's so cool. In short, as long as there are props available. And, Yi Yinchuan had to say, this time it's not a simple option, or even a combination of skills, but a strategy. Even props can be used. The options on the panel are also very detailed. I won't talk about the combination of talent skills, for example, an all-out attack, a war of attrition, etc. Another example would be to hit him with a stone or stab him in the back with the horn of a dagger fish. It's really a knife to pull the butt. It opened my eyes. Yi Yinchuan had a brainstorm. The CPU almost burned out. After looking at it again and again, I finally decided on the strategy. You decide to throw the stone into the red scale stove turtle's mouth when it next attacks. Use tail afterimage plus tail dance plus steel tail plus whip plus 10 slaps in a series plus tail of dragon fury. The tactics are being implemented. The effect is outstanding. You severely injured the red scale furnace turtle. In a simulated scenario, Yi Yinchuan transformed into a hug. When the red scale stove turtle opened its mouth to attack, he directly turned his tail into a racket, and with one explosive dunk, he pressed the stone into the mouth of the red scale furnace turtle. Interrupt the spell casting. The red scale furnace turtle's mouth exploded, like smoke, spreading in the water. It hurts to look at it. Imagine throwing something in the cannon to block it when it is about to fire. The barrel of the gun will be destroyed by the leopard. Before the red-scaled furnace turtle could react, Hug swam quickly with an afterimage on his tail. Metallic luster and red anger surged in the darkness, attached to the ferocious dragon's tail. It looks particularly terrifying. Oh, Omega, asterisk, turtle. Hug me, it's an ancient hungry beast. Ouch. As soon as the dragon's tail came out, the oppression of the ancient creature broke out, the red scale furnace turtle's eyes widened, showing a hint of panic. Whoosh. Bang. Whipped. Snapped. Snap. Bang bang bang. Crack, crackle. 10 slaps in a row, one palm is stronger than the other. I'll fucking kill him. The glans of the red-scaled furnace turtle was crooked. It was smashed. The jaw is as ferocious as a snapping turtle and can no longer be clenched tightly, like it's falling apart. The red-scaled furnace turtle cannot rise again. You killed the red-scale furnace turtle. I got a water attribute crystal stone, silver level, obtained a water attribute crystal core, black iron grade, just a few lines, but there is great satisfaction. Evolution materials, collected directly in this wave. You have collected the evolution materials for the water blade seal. Just keep splitting the water and find the feeling of tail slashing. You return to the lair. A year has passed. You have recovered from your injuries. You have sharpened the teeth of the saber-toothed tiger into the shape of a blade. You understand the feeling of slashing. You understand. Falling asleep during hibernation. You keep dreaming, and the content of your dreams is only one, which is slashing the water. Even if your tail hurts, you never stop. You feel that your tail is like a blunt knife, and the water is the whetstone. Day after day, your tail seems to become thinner and sharper. After absorbing the energy of 3 water-attributed crystals and crystal cores, your control over the water element is constantly increasing. Add the two together. Control the water flow and turn your tail into a blade. When you wake up again, you have successfully evolved into a water blade seal. In the simulated scenario, Yi Yinchuan turned into a hug and slowly opened his eyes. After a good sleep, all aspects of my body are very good, warm, every cell is breathing vigorously, the energy seems to be overflowing. Unprecedented feeling. It may be a little wrong to say this, but even if Yi Yinchuan has experienced it once, he is still fascinated. What is evolution? Qualitative change is it? Reborn is it? Yi Yinchuan observes himself, that is, hugs. First of all, the biggest change is definitely the tail. After evolving into a water blade seal, a blade-like fin grows on the tail, sharp and thin. Not only can it increase the speed of swimming in the water, but it can also increase the destructive power of the tail. If it is scratched, it will definitely break the skin and bleed. In addition, some water flow is wrapped around the tail. To be more precise, it is an extremely pure water element. Even in the water, this elemental water flow is clearly visible, which is incomparable to ordinary water. When fighting in real combat, these water elements will attach to the tail fin to enhance the sharpness of the blade tail. Not only is it equivalent to giving the tail a protective film, but it also greatly increases the lethality. In addition, Baobao's limbs and back have also evolved blade fins. These blade fins can be hidden at ordinary times, but once entering the water or in battle, they can play a huge role. These fin blades are also surrounded by elemental water currents, although it is weaker than the tail. But Yi Yinchuan has a hunch, if the level is raised, the water elements in these places will also increase in strength and cover the whole area. Whoosh! In the simulation scenario, Baobao flicked his tail, and the surrounding hard underground rock formations were cut like paper. Whoosh! Another tail, a cold light flashed, a passing mud jellyfish was directly split in half, cut it in the middle, and the cut surface was neat. It gave Yi Yinchuan a pleasure of cutting fruit. Mud jellyfish. I split it.jpg.in short, extremely fast, there is no resistance in the water flow, extremely sharp, the hard rock wall is like tofu, not to mention those creatures. Baobao, who evolved into a water blade seal, is the most terrifying killer in the water. Under the water blade, everything is cut. Very smooth, fast, very powerful. Yi Yinchuan confirmed the panel. After evolving into a water blade seal, what changes have occurred in talents and skills? I need to savor it carefully, and, with such a slashing ability, frost pine cones can be opened immediately. The number symbols are used in the front. I listened to the book and found that I couldn't read them. Considering the friends who listen to the book, I plan to replace some places with Chinese 1, 2, 3, for example, choose to choose 1, and the front has also been changed to avoid listening to the book. but the options remain unchanged to take care of readers who read directly. What do you think? Chapter 62 Simulation. Frost Pine Cone is open. Damn! This reward is like a small evolution. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Evolved into a water blade seal, gained 2 new skills in total, both are offensive, they are water blade and water surface slash. Among them, the water blade is a slash that condenses elemental water flow and strengthens the blade tail. After reaching the familiar level, the water blade can even detach from the tail, turn the water element into a water blade, and release it directly for long-range killing. And this skill is integrated with whipping, and advanced into water whip blade, because whipping itself has a proficiency level, so the water whip blade belongs to the entry level, but half a step to familiarity. With a little practice, it can be upgraded to the familiar level. By then, it retains the fast, accurate and fierce whipping, and the high-speed cutting and long-range killing of the water blade, of course, Yi Yinchuan saw in the simulation scenario. The water whip blade is not completely unable to release water blades, it's just that the distance is very short, really. Short, but then again, the whipping skill, the effective attack distance is originally possible. Now, added water blade, advanced water whip blade, even if it is not at the familiar level, the range is enough, and it is a little longer than before. Let's talk about water surface slash. Actually, it is to use the tail to slash horizontally, attached with elemental water flow. It is not fast at the beginning, but the slashing area is very large. It is a bit like drawing a sword. The reason why it is called water surface slash is that with one slash, the elemental water flow is like spreading a piece of water surface, a very leopard move. I can only say that it is very smooth. However, this move will consume a lot of elemental water flow, that is, energy. It is probably, 1 time will make you feel weak, 2 times will drain you dry. 3 times will make you useless. It's like your body is hollowed out. Unless it is absolutely necessary, 2 times is the limit. In addition to other consumption, you must be very cautious when using it, because energy is something that is often drained will overdraw the potential and vitality of the pet, and if it happens too many times, it may even lead to death. Of course, here I refer to Baobao's current level, Silver level 3, if it is improved, the upper limit of energy and the speed of energy recovery will also increase. In addition, the energy of pets is also related to the soul strength of the Beastmaster. Yi Yinchuan's soul strength is as strong as 2 people, but it still can't withstand the consumption of water surface slashing. One thing to say here is, although I don't know how the beast scroll is calculated, however, in the simulation scenario, Baobao is blessed by Yi Yinchuan's soul strength by default. Looking at the strength of the talent of the bear's strength, you can see that it is now the power of 3 bears. This is also one of Baobao's capitals in the battle between black iron and silver. In addition to skills, there are also changes in talents. The original fat physique has become a strong physique. This also makes Baobao's body a little thinner. It can only be said that it is slightly, because Baobao's furry appearance has not changed. Although he is muscular, his appearance is still so elastic, especially when the muscles are relaxed. They are very elastic, even a little soft, but if you shave all the hair on Baobao, congratulations, you will see a muscular seal. Of course, it is the thin one, rather than a pure big guy. In addition, the talent of water affinity has also been upgraded. It has been upgraded to flowing water affinity. Emphasis on the word flow, in addition to the original effect, when the body is wet. Especially in a water environment, it will become very fast. The wetter, the faster. Those who understand will understand. After evolving into a water blade seal, the frost pine cone you have been thinking about may be opened. Do you want to open it now? Yes. In the simulated scenario, Yi Yinchuan transformed into a hug, and his tail turned into a whip shape, a water whip blade. The frost pine cone that could not be opened at all was easily cut open. This is not an ordinary whip tail, this is in Wang Wei's poem. Sorry, I went to the wrong set. It should be said, my whip tail is covered with blades. Baobao, from now on, I will be the sword-carrying guard of the Lord. If anyone dares to touch my lord, Baobao will cut him to pieces. You is the you of the Beastmaster. Is there something wrong? No problem. As the frost pine cone opened, a burst of cold light burst out, and the surrounding water flow froze, making a crackling sound. In the cold light, a pine nut was suspended like that. Baobao's dog eyes widened, and his beard moved. revealing a shocked and eager expression. The tail pierced into the cold light and rolled out the pine nut. The fat-headed leopard opened his mouth, and the pine nut disappeared. It melted in the mouth. A chill quickly expanded. This is the energy of the frost pine nut. It quickly cleansed every cell in Baobao's body. It was like falling into an ice cave, and the coolness was soaked. It's really cool to eat a fruit. Baobao shivered all over, but there was an inexplicable comfort. After a shiver, the energy in the body seemed to have reached a climax and erupted. Hug Zhang stood up, the hearts on the belly glowed because of the excessive energy, the beard trembled, and the expression was enjoying it, this inexplicable sense of déjà vu. If you tell me that it will transform into a beautiful girl in the next second, I will believe it. You opened the frost pine cone and ate the frost pine nut. A Pokemon from the Ice Age, the magical power contained in it, the frost energy tempers your body. Because you have the talent of cold affinity, you absorb it perfectly. A magical change has taken place in your body. The talent of cold affinity has been upgraded to the power of frost. Level has been upgraded to silver level 7. Understand a new skill, frost breath. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? That how can Yinchuan be uneducated? He can only say what the hell all the time. At this moment, Yi Yinchuan really can't think of any other words to express his excitement. Is this frost pine cone so powerful? Not to mention the sudden increase in level, talent upgrade, plus a new skill. This is about the same as a small evolution. What frost power, frost breath, it sounds awesome. It's worth it to survive this simulation until now, finally reap the fruits of the harvest. One word, so cool. In the simulation scenario, as the cold affinity advances to the power of frost, the elemental water flow lingering on the Baobao fin blade has undergone some subtle changes. The color seems to become deeper, and a hint of coldness is revealed. Frost power. The pet gains some frost power, which can quickly lower the temperature. For example, let the water flow quickly freeze into frost. Combined with the skills that Baobao already has, you can directly play a combination skill, frost power plus water whip blade equals frost water whip blade. Frost power plus water surface slash equals frost ice surface slash. The specific effect, after the elemental water flow is played out, the frost power will burst out, make the elemental water flow freeze quickly, and play a more amazing frost effect. Obviously, frost power is an ice attribute talent, and it is very applicable. To explain it with the understanding of the game, it can make Baobao's original water attribute skills have ice attributes, this time. It is directly water plus ice plus physics, the output is full, and it is difficult to be targeted and resisted. It's really too powerful. Just imagine it, you can feel the strength of a leopard explosion. And the frost breath, it is also very sharp, directly spit out of frost airflow, freezing everything in front of it. Needless to say, super strong range restriction skill. The higher the proficiency and energy, the larger the range. Well, in human terms, the stronger Baobao's strength, the more arrogant his tone. It seems that there is something wrong. But think about it carefully, there is nothing wrong with such powerful strength. Is there a problem with being a little arrogant? Moreover, Yi Yinchuan has already thought of it. If the water storage skill is combined with the frost breath, what kind of effect should it have? As soon as I thought of it, I cultivated it to the later stage. Baobao opened his fat mouth. It was a flood and ice for thousands of miles. With a flick of his tail, everything was cut, splitting the sky and the earth. It's really special Meow Leopard way. It's so special Meow Leopard power. The oppressive feeling of the ancient beast is overwhelming. Now that you have evolved into a water seal, what are you going to do? Continue to evolve and activate the second form. Go to the depths to hunt. Go to the upper reaches to hunt. Chapter 63 Simulation. Evolution of the scaly-tailed seal. A terrifying existence from the depths of. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Open the second form. Yi Yinchuan slightly twisted his mouth. He almost forgot the genes of the ancestor seal. Hug can evolve once more. Now the output is there, but it is too fragile and not strong enough. Scale-tail seal. It is decided to be U. As for the other two options, although I am looking forward to it, the leopard is stable enough. if there is a choice, of course, improve the strength first. So choose one. You seem to have extremely powerful blood in your body. Ancient, primitive, and also a kind of strength that embraces everything and is full of infinite possibilities. You decide to evolve the second form according to the method in your mind. You decide to evolve, scale-tail seal. To evolve the scale-tail seal, you need to eat a lot of silver-scaled fish scales and absorb 2 scaled beast crystal cores of black iron or higher quality. Scaled beast crystal cores are okay, but you don't seem to find silver-scaled fish in this underground river. Yi Yinchuan is worried, the gap in this ice age is too big, and the evolution method is not applicable, many materials cannot be found, but it is not a big problem, the water blade seal is a precedent. You decide to find a substitute. Do you think the scales of the red-scaled furnace turtle can be used as an evolution material? Yes, no. Yi Yinchuan touched his chin, after a little thought. I feel there is a trick. Recalling that the scales of the red-scaled furnace turtle were red and hard, and there was a little fire, I always feel that it is not very edible. Choose 2, no. You think the scales of the red-scaled furnace turtle are not suitable as evolution materials. You plan to find other alternative materials. You decide, go to the depths, go upstream, go to the ground, don't consider 2 for now. Moreover, it has been so long, and there are so many pet corpses floating down from the upstream, and no scaled beasts have been seen, then only 1 and 3 need to be entangled. There is a red-scaled furnace turtle in the depths, maybe there are other scaled creatures, whether there are any on the ground is still unknown. Well, let's pick one first. As for the danger, if it's just the red-scaled furnace turtle, I'm not afraid of it now. You little jerk, I'll beat them with a leopard. The kind that explodes the glans. You decide to go deeper. Along the way, you saw several red-scaled furnace turtles, they took the initiative to attack you, and you easily killed them. In the simulated scenario, Bao Bao wrapped a water whip blade around the neck of the red-scaled furnace turtle and pulled it gently, the glans fell off and kept sinking, circumcision and decapitation. Yi Yinchuan took a breath of cold air. Bao Bao, you have a very fast knife. I always feel a little cold in my crotch. What's going on? Did I not zip up my zipper and it was leaking? Yi Yinchuan looked down, what the hell? Zipper. Oh, it turns out that the sweatpants I wore today didn't have a zipper, it was cold because water dripped onto my crotch when I was brushing my teeth just now, plus the psychological effect, it was a false alarm, but let's be honest, the water blade seal is really fragrant. Although the red-scaled furnace turtle is covered with scales, it has good resistance to physical cutting, even now. Although it can be cut on the turtle's back, it is not as smooth as cutting butter with a hot knife. Fortunately, there are no scales on the neck, so, it's not good to cut the turtle's back, but it's okay to cut the turtle's head. Gaga, kill randomly. It's so cool to cut 0.1 knife per one, remove the head and you can eat. Yi Yinchuan found the joy of the mowing game. It's just that there are not many red-scaled furnace turtles, which is not good enough. You go all the way to the depths, and soon you find something. A red-scaled furnace turtle is shedding its skin. Looking at the red-scaled furnace turtle that just poked its head out, you drool. In the simulated scenario, a red-scaled furnace turtle is shedding its skin. Yes, it's just like a snake, it will shed its original skin and come out from inside. It seems that there is no such thing as shedding scales, you can also say shedding shells, because it feels like a crab to Yi Yinchuan. The red-scaled furnace turtle with its head out is like a soft shell crab, the scales on its body are light in color, not red, but pink, and look soft and tender, after the molting is completed. It will slowly turn red and harden. It is worth mentioning that, the red-scaled furnace turtle has no shell, or, its shell is replaced by pieces of red scales. You decide, it's you, red-scaled furnace turtle. Find other evolutionary materials. Yi Yinchuan sighed, the red-scaled dragon turtle that just shed its skin looks a little weak, pitiful and helpless, but it can eat. Red-scaled furnace turtle, my turtle, what do you mean? Ahem, it sounds a bit inhumane, but I'm sorry, I'm just a little seal. And, when you red-scaled furnace turtles attacked me, you didn't hesitate, did you? Yi Yinchuan chose one. This red-scaled furnace turtle that had just shed its skin saw a round head slowly approaching him in the darkness. It was looking at him with the eyes of a predator. It was probably like this. Omega. Swoosh. A cold light flashed, the head of the red-scaled furnace turtle left its body. Turtle head, damn it, it just came out and moved to me. Then you can eat it after removing the head. Just as Yi Yinchuan thought, the red-scaled furnace turtle that has just shed its shell tastes more delicious and juicy. The scales are not hard, and feel a bit crispy. There is something like a runny heart inside, warm and sweet. Delicious. Yi Yinchuan licked his lips. I used to often see raw pickles, soft shell crabs, butter crabs and other videos on short videos, but because I was afraid of parasites and had no money, I didn't dare to eat it at all, and I couldn't afford it. Now I have experienced it in a simulation. This taste should belong to soft shell crab sashimi. It would be even better if there was some mustard soy sauce. You found that the scales of the red-scaled furnace turtle are not suitable as evolution materials, but if they are just shed or juveniles, it is another story. You decided to use them as staple food. At the same time, you also need to get their scale beast crystal cores. The hunt has begun. My turtle that it's okay that they just shed their skin, but they don't even let go of the young ones. This is too cruel. But, which one is more delicious? You began to hunt red-scale furnace turtles, and specifically picked those that had just shed their skins, as well as their sons and grandsons. After killing 439 red-scaled turtles, you finally collected 2 scale beast crystal cores. You almost killed all the red-scaled furnace turtles in this area. For a long time to come, you won't see red-scaled furnace turtles often. Good guy, did I kill them all? Yi Yinchuan felt that his merits were deducted a lot. Go back and search for an electronic wooden fish and knock it. You return to the nest and begin to evolve the scale-tail seal. But you didn't expect that because of your large-scale hunting of red-scaled furnace turtles, a certain terrible existence in the depths had to come to the shallow water area because of insufficient food. You are awakened by its arrival, and the evolution is interrupted. Accompanied by a terrifying cry, the whole water area is shaking. In the darkness, a huge figure is rising rapidly. A pair of glowing eyes, as big as a red-scaled furnace turtle, are just like lanterns. Nima. What is that? Yi Yinchuan's scalp tingled when he saw it from the first-person perspective. How big is that thing? I can't see clearly. The fear of the deep sea and the fear of giants all came up at once. Yi Yinchuan took a breath. The head is buzzing. Chapter 64 Simulation. The oppressive feeling of the furnace giant whale beast. The one behind is Ev. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The furnace giant whale beast. First level of gold. A huge feeling of oppression is coming. Woo, FurnaceMon makes the sound of a train steamer starting up. The entire underground river was shaking and churning. In simulation perspective, the giant furnace whale beast opened its mouth. It's like a crack in the abyss, with fire flowing inside, like the depths of a volcano, and like a huge furnace. What a red-scale furnace turtle, in front of the giant furnace whale. He is not even worthy of carrying his shoes. Just rations. The temperature of the surrounding water increased rapidly, and it actually had a tendency to boil. The giant furnace whale sucked in, and a huge suction force sucked in the mud jellyfish and fish from all directions like dust. Damn it. Yi Yinchuan felt the suction force and felt that the leopard's head was about to be pulled out. If it hadn't been for the evolution of the water blade seal, it would have become the meal of the furnace whale. The screams of the struggling mud jellyfish and tuna fish echoed in the water. One shouts only and the other shouts because. The voices of just because rise and fall one after another, shocked Yi Yinchuan's mind. The furnace whale ate the surrounding creatures, but it was obviously not enough to fill its stomach. The big furnace-like eyes seem to be locked on you in the darkness. You decide, hitting a stone with an egg. Escape from the ground. Escape to the upper reaches. Ground. Of course the ground. Yi Yinchuan chooses second. The hugger in the water twisted his body, burst out at the fastest speed, and swam upward. Very urgent. Urgent, urgent, urgent. If you don't run, you'll die. You rush towards the rock wall, intending to use your escape skills to escape from the underground river. You made it. You have entered the soil, you can escape from danger as long as you continue going up, but it was not completely successful. A huge and violent impact came from below. You feel like all the bones in your body are being squeezed, and the whole leopard rushes upward with the force of the impact. The ground is broken. You are sent out of the ground and into the sky by the momentum. The giant furnace whale actually hit him directly. It's hard to imagine how such a big body jumped up, rushed out of the ground, and rushed out of the underground river. Waiting for you is, whale. Are you sure it's gold level? Who can bear this? Although we know that there is a small bottleneck between gold and silver, the gap in strength is also large, but I didn't expect it to be so big. From a simulated perspective, Yi Yinchuan was hit into the sky as a hug, and his entire field of vision was shaking rapidly, making him dizzy. I saw snow falling all over the sky, a saber-toothed squirrel riding a mammoth in the distance, a group of rhino-like beasts, 2 saber-toothed tigers, and a small group of seals. There are also all kinds of creatures. These creatures were all attracted to the huge movement caused by the furnace whale crashing into the ground and paused. The perspective goes further down, it's a scorching furnace. That's the sky-swallowing mouth of the furnace whale. A critical moment. You decide, waiting to die. Fight back with all your might. Shout for help. Looking at the 3 options, Yi Yinchuan sighed, forget option 1, option 3, scream for help. The only people who can possibly help him are his tribe members, and what can those tribesmen who are not as powerful as themselves, or even tribesmen who have never met in this simulation, do? Add food to the furnace whale. So, the only way to fight back is to fight tooth and nail. Yi Yinchuan's eyes flashed with determination. In a simulated scenario, the firepower of the hug is fully turned on, all the energy is poured into it, and a frost and ice slash with maximum power is directed. Call out. A silver arc drew from top to bottom, it struck the giant furnace whale's head, causing a huge scar. The blood sprayed like a high-pressure water cannon. At the same time, the power of frost also invaded the wound, causing frost to form around the wound. Woo! The giant furnace whale was in pain, twisting its huge body and closing its mouth in advance. Hughua followed the giant furnace whale, falling back into the underground river one after another, causing waves more than 10 meters high. Just look at the waves and you can see how strong they are. Ahem. Mainly caused by the collapse of the lava whale. Wow. Bang! The hug fell into the underground river, and the terrifying water pressure was like countless hands pushing and pulling. The blood of the lava whale dyed the underground river red. Your desperate counterattack allows you to successfully extend your life. He almost died. Yi Yinchuan breathed a sigh of relief, but the crisis is not over yet. You decide, counterattack first and defeat the strong with the weak. Take advantage of the chaos and run away, stay here until later. Looking at the 2 options, Yi Yinchuan swallowed a mouthful of saliva. If you can surpass the level and kill the furnace whale, the reward will be unimaginably rich. To gamble or not to gamble? As long as you are brave, the teacher will let you go. Sorry, I made a mistake. Just when Yi Yinchuan was blinded by greed, when I almost ate the heart of a bear and the courage of a leopard, Go Ziju came to mind. As long as you can survive, are you afraid that you won't be able to take down the furnace whale? You decided to take advantage of the chaos and escape, leaving the green hills behind, so you don't have to worry about running out of firewood. It's just that you didn't expect that the appearance of the furnace whale would attract the terrifying existence upstream. Countless black shadows swept over, and a strangely wide-open human face came from upstream, killing at extremely fast speeds. Whoosh whoosh. It's not until those black shadows come to you that you can clearly see that they are snake-like tentacles. And at the end of each tentacle, there is a strange-shaped mouth, like a flesh and blood sucker, layer by layer, and full of sharp teeth. Send candy. What kind of Cthulhu monster is this? The moment he saw the thing clearly, Yi Yinchuan's whole body seemed to be electrified. My scalp is numb and my sanity is crazy. This is more of a horror movie than a horror movie. Compared with this, the oppressive feeling of the furnace whale is nothing. Really, I was absolutely right that I never went upriver. Blood-devouring fake squid. Golden level 2. What squid? Are you serious? When Yi Yinchuan saw this name, he almost thought that his animal control painting scroll had been transferred to someone else. A mouthful of old blood almost made me spit it out. Although the name is a bit of a joke, this thing is really scary. Blood-eating fake squid. The overall outline is that of a squid, but the front of the body looks like a human face, and it has many more tentacles than a squid. The tentacles full of teeth fly over, and the pale and strange human face quietly stares at you in the darkness. Yi Yinchuan recalled, those corpses floating down from the upper reaches, the bloody hole on it was probably caused by the tentacles, and the internal organs were directly hollowed out. The name is blood-devouring, and I'm afraid it will also suck blood. I saw a tentacle grabbing a fish, inserting it directly into the fish's belly, like a suction pipe, sucking out the fish's internal organs and flesh. When the fish says only, it turns into a small fish. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Damn it. Why is it scarier than before? In simulation perspective, Hui tried his best to avoid the tentacle attack, not daring to be touched. Yi Yinchuan was so frightened that he almost crowed. The crucible whale is powerful enough, this one is even more heavyweight. The tentacles of the blood-eating fat squid keep attacking, but fortunately its main target is the furnace whale. You relied on your agility and tail dance to avoid being killed all at once. Woo! The furnace whale came back to its senses, and its body was already covered with the tentacles of the blood-devouring fox squid. The mouth parts of those tentacles cut open the skin of the furnace whale and greedily sucked its flesh and blood, squirming one after another. The extraction process was clearly visible. Especially the place where the furnace whale was cut open by you is densely filled with tentacles. It seems that because of this, it is obviously at a disadvantage and looks like it is getting weak very quickly. You decide, run. Wait for the opportunity and prepare to pick up the leaks. Take action and help the lava whale. Take action and help the blood-devouring squid. It doesn't matter, I will take action, what the hell. Oh shit, no one is easy to mess with, and they want their lives when they come up. Hug me, I didn't offend any of you, I just wanted to save my life. Furnace whale, if you have the ability, can you say it again? After a good night's sleep, all the turtle brand cans at home were in trouble. Blood-devouring fake squid, giving out sugar. Send candy. Yi Yinchuan didn't think for long. It's impossible to help these two bastards, absolutely impossible. Pick up leaks. Then you have to live to pick it up. Although I have the courage of a leopard, it depends on the situation. This is the current situation, follow your heart and make the best move. Yi Yinchuan decisively chose one. Run. You oil the road. Chapter 65 Simulation Reward. The Call of Fuck Squid. The probability of you being suffocated by A.H. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You decide to run away. Leaves quickly without looking back. While the forge whale is entangled by the blood-eating fat squid. You escape 800 meters away. The furnace whale used the furnace explosion. The huge blasting impact, like a heavy hammer blow, caused the water temperature to rise sharply and boil instantly. You are seriously injured. If you hadn't escaped immediately, you would have died. You see from a distance, two terrifying creatures killing each other in chaos. Fire, boiling, tentacles, rapids. The ground above collapsed, and snow fell, as if it was the end of the world. Oh shit. Is it because the Ice Age was earlier? Gold-level battles are so terrifying. Going forward, will gods fight? In a simulated scenario, Yi Yinchuan was shocked. That's not the hug or the battle that you can participate in now. Any fallout may lead to a loss of life. You decide. Retreat to recuperate. Look for opportunities to pick up leaks. Killed both of them. Yi Yinchuan did not hesitate. Choose one. All were seriously injured. Looking at the furnace whale and the blood-eating fat squid, they don't look like they are dying. Is there any chance of picking it up on my own? 2 and 3 are completely the way to death. You decide to retreat to recuperate and stay away from danger. Your approach seems wise. The battle between the furnace whale and the blood-devouring Fuck Squid lasted for 3 days and 3 nights, and finally ended with the self-destruction of the furnace whale. The blood-devouring squid is seriously injured. More than 90% of the creatures in the entire underground river were killed or injured. You hid in the river mud and escaped. The injuries are gradually recovering. Watch what happens in the simulation. Yi Yinchuan was delighted. It seems that I can survive for a while longer. However, the next second, the painting style changed suddenly. It's just that you never expected it. After absorbing the crystal core of the giant lava whale, the blood-eating Fuck Squid not only quickly recovered from its injuries, but also evolved again. Blood Angel Fuck Squid. Platinum Level 3. You recovered from your injuries, but you were killed by the Blood Angel Fuck Squid just when you came out to look for food. Simulation ends. Ending, the Call of the Fuck Squid. Rewards are being settled. Yi Yinchuan. I have a saying P that I don't know if I should say it right or not. This ending can explain his current mood, Fuck Squid. Although there was a bit of brain congestion, Yi Yinchuan thought about it and roughly understood that he was killed by the plot. No matter what you choose, you will die. This time, I have been able to survive until now and still have the current harvest, which should be very good. Didn't have time to see the reward. Yi Yinchuan is reviewing how he can go further. In the underground river plot, there are 2 key points. One is a giant lava whale, and the other is a blood-devouring Fuck Squid. Yi Yinchuan had enough reasons to suspect that the blood-devouring Fuck Squid had already evolved once. Because the corpses that floated down from the upstream did not appear to have been drained of flesh and blood, just eviscerated. Besides, if you think about it carefully, with so many pet beast corpses, how many crystal nuclei will be produced, right? But none. There is only one truth, that is being absorbed by the blood-devouring Fuck Squid. After absorbing enough crystal cores and internal organs, the blood-eating Fuck Squid completed its first evolution, with the terrifying blood-sucking ability behind him. After defeating the giant furnace whale and devouring the opponent's crystal core, he evolved into the Blood Angel Fuck Squid again. He has become a completely invincible existence, the kind that you would be instantly blown away by just taking a look at it while passing by. And, the reason why the blood-devouring Fuck Squid came down from the upper reaches was because it had hunted too many red-scale furnace turtles and alerted the furnace whale. Even, Yi Yinchuan suspected that the reason why the furnace giant whale was so easily killed by the blood-eating Fuck Squid was, it has a lot to do with the wound caused by his frost and ice / otherwise. Not only can the furnace whale defeat the blood-devouring Fuck Squid, but it is also very possible to lose both of them in a fight without fear of injury. Then, after going back and forth, won't the opportunity come to pick up the mistakes? Is there a problem? No problem. So, now look back from God's perspective. Everything is a chain reaction, that is the butterfly effect, and I want to go further and get better rewards in the next simulation. The thinking is also very clear: kill the bloody squid in its cradle. Also, it is to increase the speed of becoming stronger. It is clear, like the blood-devouring Pharaoh squid and other creatures, their strength is dynamic and changes over time. As long as you become strong enough quickly, throughout the Great Snowball period, no creature was his opponent. Do you understand what invincibility means? Hug, Omega, only fast and unbreakable is the mustard explanation. Damn it, you must be right. Seal nods. Regarding the speed of getting stronger, Yi Yinchuan is not worried, because the rewards and improvements brought by each simulation will be carried into the next simulation. In other words, each time is better than the last. Now hug yourself and you still have 2 simulation opportunities, including the simulation for the little grass rabbit. The total number of universal simulations is 3. There will be more after evolution. With so many simulations, what are you afraid of? Yi Yinchuan glanced at the cooling time. It's exactly 1 week. Judging from the current situation, the simulation cooling should be linked to the strength of the pet itself. The stronger the pet is, the longer the simulation cooling will be. Now it's 1 week. It's not certain how long the cooling time will be if Bao Bao evolves again, but there is no doubt that every simulation brings huge rewards and improvements. So, waiting is always worth it. After all, the benefits of simulation are completely different from normal cultivation, pure dimensionality reduction attack. As for the exploration outside the underground river, there is no rush for the time being. Think it over later. Yi Yinchuan checked the rewards with satisfaction. You can't be unhappy because the simulation is interrupted, right? Except for clearing the level, it is impossible to simulate all the time, and the Ice Age has only reached the early Snowball Age. What's the connection? Take your time, don't rush, you will always get what you deserve. We can't have everything, nor can we have nothing. Unlock achievements. Earth Leopard Rat, my house was stolen. Call of Fuck Squid. Corresponding rewards for first unlock. 1. Talent, Earth Affinity, Skill, Burrow. 2. Talent, Frost Power, Skill, Frost Breath. 3. Increased resistance to fear, curse and other items. Simulated reward settlement. Reward 1, 1 black iron level scaled beast crystal core. Reward 2, skill tail dance. Reward 3, skill tail afterimage. Reward 4, choose one of the following rewards. 1, 1 black iron level scaled beast crystal core. 2, level increased to black iron level 7. The rewards are very generous. Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but say something as a colonel. Beast Taming Scroll, Yoshi, great, these rewards are probably clear. It is worth noting, in the previous simulation, the tail dance and tail afterimage that Bao Bao learned were finally issued as rewards. This means that they can be activated directly. There is also the choice of the final reward, black iron level scaled beast crystal core, and the level upgrade. Now Bao Bao wants to evolve, but both the level and materials are not enough. Yi Yinchuan hesitated, still chose the crystal core, because there is already a black iron level scaled beast crystal core, and with this one, the most important part of the evolutionary materials of the scaled tail seal will be collected. Besides, the energy contained in the crystal core itself can also increase the level, and there is even a chance to comprehend talents or skills. No matter how you look at it, the crystal core is more valuable. As for the level, it is completely enough at present, and it can be improved through training and fighting. After confirming the reward, those talents and skills, together with the simulated memory, they will be packaged and activated on Bao Bao. That night, Bao Bao struggled and kicked his legs even when he slept. The chubby little fat legs kicked wildly, and almost kicked his old father to death. Fortunately, this guy didn't use his full strength, and the soul contract also has a certain protective effect, the power of the 3 bears. He was still shouting, hug, 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 that it was obvious that he had a nightmare. Yi Yinchuan translated it, and the general meaning was, this shrimp thing, the leopard's courage was broken. Bao Bao is going to die. Fuck Squid is so scary. Lord, save me. Hearing Bao Bao's cry for help, Yi Yinchuan recalled the fear of being dominated by the blood-eating Fuck Squid, especially the last blood angel Fuck Squid. Looking at the dark room, I always feel that there is a human face staring at me in a corner. The next second, it will extend its tentacles full of suckers and teeth, suck him and Bao Bao into a human and a leopard. He silently retracted his hands and feet into the quilt. Well, it feels much safer this way. If there really is a Fuck Squid. If you want to suck, just suck Hug Bao, it's still more plump. Hug Bao, Omega. The chance of you being suffocated by Hug Bao's but is not high, but it's definitely not 0. Chapter 66, Beast Taming Class. The Ice Flower has evolved. Types of pet relics. Highlight the key P. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, as soon as Yi Yinchuan woke up, he saw Hua Hua sitting by the bed. Turn your fat, round head away from yourself. There is a vague sound of sugar making. Good guy. Isn't it possible that the sand value has been cleared? Hug, wake up. Yi Yinchuan suddenly lost his mind. Hug and slowly turn your head. What are you doing, master? Barbie is cheating this. Yi Yinchuan hugged and shook him for a while. Hug, you come back to your soul quickly. What would I do without you? 1 minute later, Yi Yinchuan breathed a sigh of relief when he saw the big-tailed shrimp being hugged, chewing it with relish, and having a few bumps on his head. This little thing was frightened by the blood-eating fake squid in the simulated memory, had a nightmare all night. But just take a beating. No, just eat something. You look at its little eyes, how intelligent it is. Yi Yinchuan checked the hug panel. Talents and skills have been implemented. It doesn't show much on the outside, but it's actually a lot stronger. Incidentally, the property labels on the panel have not changed. The power of frost, the affinity of the earth, and the escape from the earth. although it is frost and rock soil attributes, but how to put it, it still does not affect the essence of hugging. Hugs are not restrained by these attributes, but it also has the advantages of these attributes. That's probably what happened, also. Hua Hua's personality actually changed a little, from the original. Delicious and lazy to cook, it became, good to eat, lazy to cook, steady, tasty and lazy, but steady. The little thing weighs almost 100 pounds and is quite stable. That's right, after experiencing so many simulations, my personality will be somewhat affected, although the hug is shameless, but it is undeniable that at critical moments, it is definitely much more reliable than before. At this point, from the last battle with Su Lanlang's little water frog, Hua Hua's steely fighting can be seen. Had breakfast, Yi Yinchuan came to school as usual, together with my cousin Su Xiaoxiao. Su Xiaoxiao's little grass rabbit level rose very quickly, and it won't take long to reach the 9th level of bronze. Her little face was red and happy. My eyes are brighter than usual, although I don't know what magic my brother cast on the little Tsaudu, but according to Su Xiaoxiao's cognition, it is speculated, could it be that my brother fed the energy block to his little rabbit? The thought of this, Su Xiaoxiao was happy, grateful, and a little guilty. After all, by doing that, isn't his brother helping himself at the expense of his own interests? All she could think of was to use everything she had to repay him. When she was alone in the morning, she hugged the little rabbit and said, Taozi, Taozi, grow up quickly so that you can help me and repay my brother. But Su Xiaoxiao was speechless and shy. It was impossible to tell Yi Yinchuan these words, so, this is a small misunderstanding. If Yi Yinchuan knew, he would probably tell, stupid sister, you think too much. I'm just letting you use the plug-in for fun. There was no loss, and a huge profit was made. But, the statement you made up for me is very good, brother likes it very much. He chose Su Xiaoxiao as his teammate and gave her the magic seal egg because he thought Su Xiaoxiao had no bad intentions, was grateful, and was trustworthy. Even, you don't need to explain too much about anything you do, and the other person will trust you unconditionally. Having grown up together and having been together for 2 generations, Yi Yinchuan believed that he would not be wrong. Come to school. There are only less than 2 weeks until the battle royale at the end of the month. The classmates have already started talking about it. Today's headline news is that Chen Shuer's ice crystal flower has taken the lead in completing its evolution. Under everyone's cheers, Chen Shuer showed her grace as the squad leader, the evolved form of the ice crystal flower, the ice crystal doll. It turned out to be a huge snowflake, but now, the snowflakes folded down and turned into a skirt-like shape. On top is a cute ice crystal head, just floating in the air. Because she is a female, you can even see the eyelashes, which are cute and beautiful. Maybe it's something to do with personality and ice attributes. The ice crystal doll's eyes look gentle but cold. This is up to the master. After evolution, the ice crystal doll has been fully improved. Talents and skills must have been upgraded or increased, but it was somewhat hidden by Chen Shuer. You can tell just by looking at the impact skill. Now it has become a self-sacrifice impact. Injure the enemy 1000, and injure oneself 800. But because the ice crystal doll is an elemental life form, it will be less injured and can recover quickly, if combined with Nian can speed up such skills, form a combo. The power is beyond compare. Yi Yinchuan looked at it and nodded. Chen Shuer's ice crystal flower has evolved, which is good news for him. First, the overall strength of the class has become stronger. You can also take care of each other in the battle royale. Secondly, if someone evolves a black iron level pet beast, then his hugging will not be so outstanding. Even in battle royale, you can release more trump cards. Take this stance. Before the battle royale, the first echelon in the class, people like Li Ziming should have completed their first evolution and have the strength of black iron. Hehehe, just get stronger. The stronger you are, the more excited I am. It's too bullying and boring. Chen Shuer glanced at Yi Yinchuan inadvertently. She found that he had a smile on his face. She couldn't help but mutter in her heart. What? My ice crystal flower has evolved, and he is so happy. Yi Yinchuan gave an encouraging look back. Come on, class monitor. Your ice crystal doll is very strong, and my hug may take 2 skills to kill it. Chen Shuer, soon, who you came, she came in her familiar yoga pants. Well. Today is orange, don't say it, there is a kind of vitality. beauty, and roundness. Oh, right, round and smooth are two words, vitality and beauty are definitely not a word, absolutely, although who use clothing preferences are a bit special, but no one in the whole school pointed fingers, first, because of the freedom of clothing, and second, because of who use professionalism and teacher ethics. Well, it's definitely not because of her strong strength as a platinum Beastmaster. Classmates, let's continue to talk about pet relics. Pet relics can be divided into attack type, defense type, auxiliary type, and special effect type. I won't say much about the attack type and defense type. Auxiliary type and special effect type must be distinguished. This is the key point, and it will be tested. When the students heard that they would be tested, they felt very powerful and retreated tactically. Auxiliary type is naturally auxiliary, such as improving attack, improving defense, improving speed, and even restoring energy and healing injuries. Of course. There are also special divisions in auxiliary type, such as energy type, treatment type, and acceleration type. Teacher, then may I ask, what is the difference between the auxiliary type relics that improve attack or defense and the offensive and defensive types? Student Hu Huanjing, good question. The latter is direct attack or direct defense. The former is to improve the existing ones. So the full names of offensive and defensive relics should be direct attack and direct defense. Special effect type is more special. Students can understand it as a portable talent or skill, and it should exclude direct attack and auxiliary improvement. For example, there is a relic called Frost Wolf Fang, which can make the pet's attack have a frost effect. Another example is a relic called Huiguang Feather, which can transform the pet's injury into a blessing, the kind that improves all attributes, that you even use screen projection to show the corresponding pictures and videos. The students were stunned, full of yearning for pet animal relics. Yi Yinchuan was also very excited. The effect of relics is very good and powerful. Hu also used the most direct way to tell them the difference between different types. Of course, it is not easy for you to get pet animal relics now. Hu made a calm down, sister gesture. Just let me make it clear to you first, the channels for obtaining relics. The most important channel is the exploration of relics. But it is not something you should consider now. At least you have to reach the gold level. Secondly, it is to spend money to buy. This depends on luck. Because slightly useful relics are either kept by themselves or sold at a good price. Really good relics are often sent to the trading house for auction. If you don't have the strength, you can't get them. Besides, just like the mysterious scales, some relics whose energy is about to dissipate will flow out to various beast control circles. This kind of thing is generally used as a reward for tasks, or a reward for competitions, or given by elders to younger generations. It is also relatively common in the market. Hu said a series of words, and her mouth was dry. She opened the thermos and moistened her lips. She stretched, well, vest line and mermaid line. I am so good. Teacher, are you single? A female classmate showed a sly expression and said suddenly. I have a cousin who is quite good. 36 years old, a golden beast master, and a member of the alliance. All the classmates laughed. This is to find a partner for her cousin. Hu laughed. I don't like men who can't beat me. Student number 38 Wang Liyuan, study your beast well, don't do these things with the teacher. Hu responded domineeringly. Before continuing the class, I will ask you two questions. First, what type do you think Yi Yinchuan's mysterious scales belong to? Second, how many relics do you think a pet can carry at most? If you answer both questions correctly, the author will add one more. Chapter 67 Beast Taming Class. The record holder for the maximum number of relics he can carry. Unsc. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I know this question. Chin Yejia raised his hand. He is sponsored by the school and has been working hard recently. It's all a bit deliberate. You have to work hard, but the effect is hard to say. Yi Yinchuan's mysterious scales can improve the existing defense capabilities. Doesn't that fit the characteristics of a auxiliary type? So it's the auxiliary type, it must be right. The second question, how many relics you can carry, of course depends on how many you have. If I have 10, I will bring them all to my little stone monkey. That the little stone monkey has a dark square face, it's full of words, I don't know him who you showed a forced smile. Good answer. Don't answer next time. Subsequently, first question, there were two waves of people who started a controversy. Eba thinks it is an auxiliary type. After all, as Chen Yejia said, it can improve the original defense. The other wave thinks it is a defensive type. After all, it has special effects like scaled clothing. Some of the remaining ones have been deceived, because both sides are quite consistent. Don't be confused by this question. Although this mysterious scale in Yi Yinchuan's hand can improve defense, it sounds like an auxiliary type. But in fact, almost all relics have such a function. What really depends on it is the effect it shows after activating the special effect. The types classified by the Beast Control academic community, the judgment is based on giving priority to special effects. If this mysterious scale does not have special effects, you can say it is an auxiliary type, but since it does, and it has defensive special effects, it is a direct defensive type. But please note the difference between the concept of special effects relics and relic special effects. Some people also suggest that special effect relics be called special type relics for the convenience of distinction. There is no problem in this. On to the second question, who you did not make a statement immediately, allowing the students to discuss it openly. Some people believe that a pet can carry no more than one relic, some people think that there is definitely more than one, maybe 3, maybe 9, but 9 is definitely the upper limit, because 9 is the ultimate number. The information on the internet is also very complicated, with different opinions, and it can be confusing at once, because the relic is in the Imperial Beast. It is equivalent to advanced mathematics in mathematics, and it has some depth in it. When the students were almost finished discussing, Huyu clapped her hands and said, "Okay, some of the students are right." Currently, the academic community of beast control generally believes that the theoretical limit of the relics that a pet beast can carry should be around 16. 16 kinds. So many. Wait, why is it a species? Not a person? That the classmates were surprised. Huyu nodded. Remember, there is one principle when carrying beast-controlling relics, that is, you can only carry one kind of relic of the same part. For example, the mysterious scales are scale relics. So after carrying the mysterious scales, you should not carry other scales, otherwise there is a high probability of rejection. If you carry it forcibly, the relics may be damaged, or the pet beast may die. Hearing this, the students held their breath slightly. The pet beast is the companion of the beast master, and many people even raise the pet beast as a son. Any beast master with any conscience would not want to see his pet beast injured for no reason, let alone die. There are currently 16 known basic types of relics. Come with me and memorize the formula. Scale, feather, carapace, skin. Minions, limbs, bones, hearts. Eye, ear, mouth, tongue, nose. Teacher, these are only 15 kinds. Is there another one? Facing questions from classmates, Huyu smiled slightly. Let me ask you, is it difficult to learn about beast control relics? That everyone hesitated for a moment. It's difficult. Yes, the last one is the sack. Poison sacks, silk sacks, ink sacks, all belong to the sack category. This is the 16th relic part. Damn it. Can you still remember it like this? The students were shocked. I want to laugh a little bit. I feel like I'm jumping back and forth between learning and failing. As for why it's not 16, but 16 types. It's because some parts are special, such as eyes and limbs. Eyes are divided into left and right sides, and limbs are divided into 4 limbs, including external appendages, such as tails and tentacles. Then the left eye and the right eye are more likely to carry 2 different relics. The limbs can theoretically carry 4, or even more. It depends on the species. So the number of relics that a pet beast can carry is theoretically definitely greater than 16. But theories are always theories. Why do you find 1, 3, or even 9 theories on the internet? Because carrying relics is a very complicated matter. Not only must the fit be considered, but but also the endurance of the pet beast. 16 types or more are based on the fact that the pet beast has unlimited endurance and the compatibility is 100%. In fact, the compatibility between most pet beasts and relics is above 80%, which is already very good. More than 90% is relatively rare, and 100% is almost impossible. Of course, that doesn't mean there's no way around it. There's a saying in academic circles called cultivating relics, which means that if a pet carries a relic for a long time, its compatibility will improve. It takes years of accumulation. So many people who get a top-quality relic may keep their pets with them and will not easily change them. It is to improve the degree of compatibility, so that one day they will have the opportunity to carry more relics. Who you said, she found that the classmates were all confused and dumbfounded. She was not very surprised. It was the same when she was studying. The amount of information was too much, and the CPU almost burned out. Relic-related courses are not easy to learn, and it is also difficult for her to teach, but there is no rush. This is only the first year of high school. There is plenty of time to learn slowly. In the golden age, everyone should be able to master the knowledge of these relics. So, teacher, what is the actual upper limit of relics that can be carried? Some people couldn't help asking, and some people have already checked the information on their mobile phones. A half-step titled king named Shiryu, the champion of the last Huaxia League, the holder of the record for the maximum number of relics he can carry. His pet Chiyu swallowing heaven beast has a maximum number of relics he can carry, which has not been broken so far. Hearing Shiryu's name, many students showed an expression of WTF, it's him, because Shiryu is not only a half-step titled king, but also a relic history expert, who often appears on TV. The so-called half-step titled king refers to those who are above the king, only one step away from the legendary title. Shiryu once threatened on TV that if he succeeded in getting the title, he would call himself an unscientific beastmaster king. Many people were powerless to complain about this statement. Shiryu himself said that he had studied scientific beast mastering for a lifetime, and he just wanted to be unscientific for once. What's wrong? So, 9 is the extreme number, not just talk. A classmate took a deep breath and put his attention back on the number of relics he could carry. Who you nodded. It sounds a bit unscientific, but it seems to be the case. No matter how brilliant a person in history is, even if he is a titled king, no one can break the upper limit of 9 relics. This is an indisputable fact. Who you said, his eyes moved slightly, but there is a way to break the limit on the number of relics carried on another level. But that method is too early for these first-year high school students, and it can't be regarded as a real breakthrough of the extreme number of 9. The question aroused more enthusiasm and curiosity among the students. They really have too many questions to ask about relics. There is a lot of information on the internet, but it's the same as cultural knowledge. The knowledge is there. If anyone can learn by themselves and have the ability to eliminate interfering information, then there is no need for schools to exist. For these students, Who you is the authority and their teacher. Students, the teacher has a headache. Let's stop talking about relics today. Who you rubbed his temples. After teaching so many classes, it turns out that the relic class is the hardest to teach. Look at Hu Huanjing, the smartest in the class. He is already scratching his head. Yi Yinchuan is also like that. He feels that his CPU is about to burn out. However, he quickly jumped out of his thoughts, after listening to what Hu you said, the simulation with the mysterious scales as the medium. He is even more excited. The upper limit of the relics is difficult to break even. For the titled king, then, what about his own beast scroll? Let's say that among the infinite possibilities, is there a possibility? Chapter 68 Beast Taming Class. The importance of simulated battles. Teacher, can you round off like? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Speaking of Shiryu, Yi Yinchuan also often saw him on TV. In the past, I didn't know what relics and relics were. I only knew that he was a world record holder and the champion of the Huaxia League, which sounded awesome, and his Chiyu swallowing heaven beast evolved from the national treasure red panda. It is very Chinese. Note again, the red panda here is a small panda, not a raccoon. Speaking of the Huaxia League champion, that is the dream stage of all Chinese beastmasters. You need to be selected from the municipal league and provincial league. I heard that the minimum threshold for the municipal league is to be a platinum summoner. This is just the entry threshold. To enter the Huaxia League, the minimum in history is to be a master, and it's just a formality, for Yi Yinchuan now. It's still a bit too far away, but in the near future, always simulating yourself with infinitely enhanced strength, you will definitely fight in the Huaxiao League, even, you have to represent China in the Pet World League, it's not too much to win glory for the country, right? I heard that if you want to become a title king, this is the only way. As for how to become a title king, this is not a small black, no, it's a small black iron, who can ask that I don't understand it even if I hear it. Yi Yinchuan thought about it, if I become a title king one day, then my beast taming title, should it be called a painting scroll, a simulation, or an infinite? Painting scroll king. Simulation king. Infinite king. It doesn't sound good, otherwise, call it the eternal king. Sea king. You are not right, leopard king. I always feel a bit rustic, forget it, anyway, it's still early, think about it slowly, what suggestions do you have, At present, the closest to me should be the high school league. If you play well in the high school league, you have the opportunity to be admitted to the major beast taming colleges in advance. The high school league is divided into 3 stages according to grade, and generally only the 3rd year of high school will be taken into consideration. Grades 1 and 2 can only be considered as training. After all, the one who laughs the most is the real king. This is very easy to understand, just like Yi Yinchuan studied culture before he traveled through time. A high school freshman may fall into decline in the 3rd year of high school, a poor student in the 1st year of high school may quietly make a comeback, or even explode in the last exam. This is the case with culture, not to mention the beast control, which has more influencing factors. An increase in skill proficiency may cause a qualitative change, not to mention evolution. A whole morning passed like this, before the get out of class ended. Huyu explained one thing: let the students get familiar with the simulated battle in advance. Simulation. I am familiar with this. Yi Yinchuan's first reaction was this, he understood it after the second reaction. The simulated battle mentioned here is the kind in the training ground. The reason why Huyu did not introduce it during the last training, because the simulated battle is part of the course. It has been approved long ago and can be used free of charge during class, so if you use this during the 1-week lease, it would be too inadequate to make the best use of it. As an excellent class teacher, you must make full use of the resources at hand to maximize the interests of the class and students. That's it. Yi Yinchuan and Su Xiaoxiao had lunch as usual. Today we had spicy hot pot. The two ordered a pot, and each had a bowl of white rice. They were sweating and it smelled delicious. After eating, the two planned to study simulated battles. According to Huyu, the next courses will have this. Moreover, the simulated battle course has credits. There will be rewards for completing the corresponding homework. In addition, there are special points for simulated battles. It's called simulated coins. Simulated coins can be withdrawn directly, or they can be exchanged for some good things in the simulated mall. I heard that there will be even pet eggs. After all, simulated battles are the official virtual battle mode jointly launched by the Huaxiao League and Peck's company, Rock Base. Background: universal nationwide. The simulated coins obtained through simulated battles are naturally valuable. Simulated battles, there are many types, which can be basically divided into single pet battle, single player battle, multi-pet battle, multiplayer battle. The most mainstream ones are single pet battle and multiplayer battle. Multiplayer battle. Serious? Play so wild. Yi Yinchuan always feels something is wrong. Single pet battle can be matched directly. For multiplayer battle, you can choose single row or group row. According to Huyu, they will come into contact with simulated battle sooner or later. After all, the realism of simulated battle is very high. It can allow pets to gain more combat experience without consumption or injury. And some pets can even be upgraded directly by this. You heard it right, it is upgrade. It's a bit like a game, right? But in fact, this is scientifically based. Research in the animal control academic community shows that simulated battle can fully activate the combat instinct in the pet's brain, thereby stimulating every cell. If you want to make an analogy, it's a bit like the transformation of the real world by human subjective initiative. Of course, it's not completely consistent, and the effect is much more exaggerated. As for, the Pet Battle Royale is coming up at the end of the month, but I am still here studying simulated battles. This is definitely not a slacking off. First of all, simulated battles can quickly accumulate combat experience. especially in chaotic group battles. Moreover, simulated battles can also set complex battle backgrounds, such as mountains, jungles, deserts, etc. It is conducive to early adaptation to outdoor battles such as Pet Battle Royale. It is worth mentioning that there is also a mode in multiplayer battles, called Battlefield Mode. I heard that there are pet soldiers and wild monsters. In the game, you can get crystal coins by killing them, and you can buy relics to enhance your combat power. Oh, yes, you can also revive infinitely. Only by pushing down the opponent's crystal can you win, and the battle situation is more complicated. It is said that this mode is prepared for the cultivation of beast soldiers. The latest news says, virtual battles may also have a battle royale mode, but that's another story, in addition to accumulating combat experience and helping to upgrade. It was mentioned earlier that virtual currency can be exchanged for supplies. Depending on your rank, you can buy different resources, for example, pet energy blocks, evolution materials, etc. At the gold level, you can even exchange relics, but the lowest grade ones are still very expensive. In the afternoon, Hu had already arranged the homework on the blackboard. He poked the chalk on the blackboard domineeringly. It snapped and broke. The boys in the class instinctively showed awe. They leaned back with their chins squeezed. Fear.jpg that it was written on the blackboard. 1. Get the first victory this afternoon. 2. Collect enough points to exchange for a bottle of primary medicine. The Pet Battle Royale is different from the general battle. It allows the use of various props. Prop competition. Yi Yinchuan was thoughtful. Primary medicine, also called minor medicine. It can quickly restore the pet's injuries. This thing can give you more room for error in the battle royale. There are many potions in the simulation store, some of which are very cost-effective, such as the potion of strength, which is cheaper than the roadside stalls. In fact, simulated battles are an official benefit. Even if you are not strong and can't win the battle, as long as you are willing to spend time, you will have a steady stream of simulated coins. So many people call it a blessing for civilians. Of course. The premise is that you are in school, otherwise it will cost tens of thousands of yuan to open the permission for simulated battles, and the price of a simulation cabin is hundreds of thousands of yuan. Even if you fight hard in simulated battles, if you are not strong enough, you will lose everything. The students present all nodded. That's why, as long as there is a little opportunity, everyone will squeeze their heads to study in the beast control class. They give too much. So, don't be reluctant, understand? And simulated battles are fun. There are all kinds of birds in the forest. I had a classmate who found his partner through simulated battles, and now he has been married for several years. Looking at the classmates with meaningful smiles, Hu knocked on the blackboard. Ahem, let me add one more thing. Children are not allowed to fall in love, especially online love. Be careful of online love scams. Teacher, we are about to turn 18, not children. A female classmate raised her hand. Hu smiled and put her hand from behind on her waist. The proud waist-to-hip ratio is clear at a glance. Children don't have waists, and you don't have waists either, so rounding it off, you are a child, understand? Sit down. The female classmate was ashamed, secretly vowed to find a way to train her waist. Hu, if you want to talk, I will talk first. What crooked ideas do you little ghosts have? Yi Yinchuan raised his eyebrows. Teacher, can this be rounded off like this? Then, Hu led everyone to the training ground. The equipment in the training ground was very tight. After all, resources were limited, but there were 3 computer rooms for simulated battles. It was enough for a grade to take classes at the same time. At this time, the first and third classes also came. Chapter 69, Bandit Hood. Do you want the urea bag style, the knitted style, or the black silk style? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 3 classes just looked at each other. Some of them knew each other and waved to say hello. Under the leadership of Hu, Class 2 entered the best number 1 computer room. The teachers of the other 2 classes just sighed slightly. There was nothing they could do. Who let Class 2 play well in the last game? The school's resources would be tilted to some extent, even if it was reflected in the arrangement of teaching equipment. As for what you asked about the advantages of number 1 computer room, that is, it is newer, runs faster, has no lag, and even has better image quality. In the worst number 3 computer room, some machines have been used for 2.5 years, and are almost covered in dust and mud, on the verge of elimination. Put the pet back into the ring and lie directly in the simulation cabin. Hu explained briefly. Yi Yinchuan lay in the simulation cabin, put his hands on his chest, and suddenly had an illusion of being buried in peace, until the hatch slowly closed, his eyes went black. Touch you. A demonic voice sounded. What's that noise? What's with the strong sense of a certain game login sound effect? Very quickly, an interface slowly emerged in front of Yi Yinchuan. It's a bit like a game lobby. You can choose to play, enter the simulated mall, and check the friend list. Students from the 3 classes have been very considerately automatically added to the candidate list. You can choose your own class or add people you know. Before setting a username, the default is real name, according to Huyu's suggestion. For the first simulated battle, it is recommended to choose the human computer mode, that is to say, your opponents are all AI robots, not real people. Yi Yinchuan chose a single-person single-pet battle. Because there is only one pet, it is impossible to choose multiple pets. I saw that the appearance of the hug was constructed by the data, like a pile of pixels. Hug, Omega, Master Een, where is this? Be calm, hug. Yi Yinchuan had expected it, because the simulated battle is not only about the Beast Master, but also the consciousness of the pet. Otherwise, how can the purpose of training the pet be achieved? Omega, what? The Master wants to hug the eggs and buttocks. These can't be given randomly. The data of the hug in the simulated battle, it is the original panel, but you can choose to hide it in the simulated battle. Don't worry about the problem of privacy leakage. Some people have been entangled with this problem when the simulated battle was launched, with the official endorsement of China, plus the verification of countless people for hundreds of years. It is trustworthy, especially Yi Yinchuan now. There is no need to think too much. Others are using it. Yu Xiaohe. What are you worried about? If you want to worry, at least wait until you are stronger. Now you are just a small shrimp, who will deliberately monitor your data. It's really a leopard smile. Almost in a second, Yi Yinchuan matched his opponent. The opponent's face was wearing a mask, and his username was the coquettish Ting Ting Snake Trainer. This is the fixed format of the AI robot username, adjective plus pet plus trainer. Vine Snake is the evolution of grass snake, with a larger body. Part of its body is vines, and it can use vine-like attack skills. Snap. Hug a steel tail plus whip tail, a leopard attack, and the battle is over. It is worthy of the plant attribute. Too bad. 2 points in hand. 10 points can be exchanged for a small wound medicine. Fortunately, the simulated battle mall is limited to purchase every day. Otherwise, Yi Yinchuan can go bankrupt by brushing human and machine. Huyu's first task is completed. Yi Yinchuan scanned the mall and found that there was indeed the PEX energy block he needed. Bronze level, 100 points each. Black iron level, 190 points each. Each purchase is limited to 1 per day. In other words, as long as the points are enough, you can get an energy block every day. So cheap. Yi Yinchuan's eyes were straight, but he noticed a rule: the price increases by 30% each time you buy it, and it will be cleared at the end of the year or after you upgrade your battle rank. This is not that easy. For example, the first purchase of a bronze energy block costs 100 battle points, which is virtual currency. The second time is 130, and the third time is 169, which is almost catching up with the price of a black iron energy block. The fourth time is 219, which is doubled. The fifth time is 285, which is 3 times the original. The sixth time is 371, which is close to 4 times the original. From now on, it will only get more and more exaggerated. This is like the story of putting rice grains on a chessboard. At the beginning, you only need 1 grain of rice, but later, even if you put in the rice grains of the entire country, it will not be enough. Exponential growth. Moreover, don't look at Yi Yinchuan winning so easily. If it were someone else, even if they were playing against a human machine, they might not be able to resolve the battle so quickly, so there is still a question mark about the speed of earning points. Let me say it again, the current hug is about the same as a mythical beast. Covered with seal skin, the kind from ancient times. The power of the bear, directly added the power of 3 bears, combined with Yi Yinchuan's first talent, the ancient memory. TSK, do you know what leopard power is? In addition to the pet's energy block, Yi Yinchuan also found an interesting thing: in the simulated shopping mall, fashion is actually sold. It's also very rich. Both pets and beast masters are available. What's going on with this strong smell of online games? The good thing is that you don't need Krypton gold, you just need to use simulated coins to buy it. Simulated coins are battle points, which can be obtained by playing battles. Bandit hood. The urea bag is only 200 points, the knitted one is 2,000, and the black silk one is actually 20,000. The original flavor is not that expensive. Wait a minute, these ears look like rabbits. They are all yellow and only the ends of the ears are black. Could it be? Looking at the pet beast fashion called Leather God hood, Yi Yinchuan was greatly shocked. Ah! Even this is included? Is there any copyright? I heard that if you wear this hood when working, you won't be afraid of being secretly photographed. Because the other party's legal department will definitely cross the ocean to sue for video infringement. God damn Doraemon hood. Yi Yinchuan felt like he had entered Mickey Mouse's wonderful room, and was so wonderful that he was speechless. The people who design these fashions are really awesome. Imagine hugging yourself and putting on the headgear of Pai Shin or Doraemon, or both the Beast Master and the Pet Beast wear bandit hoods. That picture is so beautiful, I dare not look at it. Absolutely hilarious. The kind that can make the opponent's Beast Master laugh before the fight even starts. But then again, this costume should be useful. In Yi Yinchuan's view, one of the biggest uses is anonymity. Once the username is changed, the gangster hood is put on. Who still recognizes me? Isn't that going to be a shameful act by then? Thinking of this, Yi Yinchuan's heart moved. Give it some thought. He set his username to 3 years of beast control and 5 years of simulation. Then nodded with satisfaction. This name is good, full of pressure, and has a kind of beauty that cannot be completed in the test paper. At the same time, it suits me very well. After setting up his username, Yi Yinchuan set his sights on real-person battles. The player and the machine win 2 points, and lose 1 point, and real people win 5 points, lose 1 point. Well, if you can win, of course you have to choose a real-person battle. Decided, the first step is to earn some battle points, by some fashion for Hug and yourself. Even though, the privacy of simulated battles is very well protected, after all, it is at the data level. Others will still recognize it from its appearance and technical characteristics, but with the confusion of fashion and usernames, it becomes much more difficult to follow the clues. Yi Yinchuan currently has his eye on 4 fashion items: Master Ji's hat, 200 points, Skin God's headgear, 200 points, Black Knitted Bandit Hood X2, 4,000 points, total 4,400 points. Ahem, it's over budget. Let's make do with the urea bag type first. Total 800 points. Just win 400 hands with a human and a machine, or 160 hands with a real person. It's still very profitable. Hug, Omega. I am a seal, not a donkey from the production team. Never mind. Anyway, when the time comes, I will put on a gangster hood and a Jie hat, then put the gangster hood and leather god hood on the Hug. How to say? Who can recognize us? Jie 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 Jie. White hole a white tomorrow awaits us. Hug, Omega. Let's switch. Can I wear Master Ji's hat? Chapter 70 Advance to Black Iron. Li Pai, you are really stupid. Li Xian, do you believe it or not? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not much to say, let's start killing. Maybe because there were too many people in the same grade, Yi Yinchuan was matched with Chen Yejia from the same class in the first round. Chen Yejia was delighted to see that it was Yi Yinchuan. Brother, spare your hands. Pa. Before he finished speaking, the little stone monkey was killed by the leopard. The battle failed. Return to the hall. Chen Yejia's smile was overflowing on his face, and he didn't have time to retract it. He was stunned for a moment, and suddenly realized. I understand, Brother Yinchuan has good intentions. Knowing that I can't beat him, he directly outputs all out to kill him, allowing me to earn 1 point in the shortest time. It saves everyone's time. It's great, it's really great. Thinking of this, Chen Yejia nodded secretly. the elder brother is the elder brother, worthy of being a man who gets the VP, ruthless and ruthless with a little warmth. The expression just now, as if he didn't recognize himself, is really handsome. Yi Yinchuan returned to the hall. Then he frowned, that bastard just now looked familiar. He called me big brother. Could it be? Bah! What big brother? I am an emotionless point-earning machine now. It's really not good without the gangster mask. It's so embarrassing to meet acquaintances. Yi Yinchuan didn't hesitate too much. Don't say that he was soft-hearted when he saw his classmates. Even if he met his sister, he had to kill her to prove his truth. Wait, don't care who it is. Just use a set of leopard attack combos. Do you understand? If one tail can't kill him, come with another tail. Let's fight quickly. Bao bao, understood. Kill. Omega asterisk. I did some ideological work for Bao Bao match. Brother. Su Xiao Xiao showed surprise on her face. Bao Bao used the steel tail plus whip to kill the little grass rabbit in seconds. Su Xiao Xiao was sent back to the hall. Su Xiao Xiao's surprise was also too late to be retracted. She was even a little unconfident. Just now it was my brother, right? Just now it was. Xiao Xiao. Yi Yinchuan also came to his senses. No big problem, it's just right for her to understand the dangers of society and the cruelty of competition. It will come sooner or later, so it's better for me, the brother, to do it myself. Well, it's just painful for a while. 5 points in hand, continue to match. Bao Bao is killing like crazy. Yi Yinchuan's current rank is bronze. All the people matched are Zio Kalemami, and because of the simultaneous matching, 80% of them are freshmen in the first year, and there are many acquaintances. Kill the acquaintances. Kill the acquaintances like crazy. I'm fucking killing. Although the panel in the simulated battle is also hidden, the username is also shamefully anonymous, but I'm afraid that Bao Bao has evolved into a tail seal, which can't be concealed. Don't treat others as fools just because you don't get angry. So, if you can't hide it, don't hide it. Points are important. Wait until the bandit headgear is arranged, can't you just waste it? And as long as I evolve fast enough, you will never know my true strength. Bao Bao now not only has the ability to escape underground, but also has the power of frost. Who could have thought of this? Ha! After a while, Yi Yinchuan collected 400 points. He and Bao Bao each got a bandit hood. It was made of urea bag. Well, should I say one for each person and one for each leopard? It's just a fashion. Do you have to make it so real? Yi Yinchuan touched the bandit hood made of urea bag and felt as if his hand was stabbed by a knife. There were still many knives. Is this the price of poverty? Damn it, I must enjoy black silk when I have money. This bandit hood made of urea bag, as the name suggests, is made of urea. Basically, it covers the head, cuts 3 holes, and exposes the mouth and eyes. Bao Bao, you should go first. Seeing Bao Bao wearing the urea bag bandit hood, Yi Yinchuan showed a fatherly smile. This bandit hood is a perfect match for Bao Bao's cute temperament. Now in addition to the cute temperament, there are a few more cunning eyebrows and big eyes. This temperament, don't say it, really don't say it. Cheap little thing. Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but pull Bao Bao's mustache leaking out of the hole in the urea bag. Bao Bao still looked shameless and unafraid of boiling water, with a little belly and a heart that didn't even cover it. Justified. JPG, Bao Bao, noisy. We are lawless leopards. Omega. Factory. Yi Yinchuan also put on the hood, and there seemed to be a red eye effect in his eyes. The killing is about to begin. Omega. Factory, Omega. Factory. 1 pet for each person, almost the same virtue, it can be regarded as a happy family. I spent 400 points to buy 2 urea bags modified bandit headgear. Although the points came easily, Yi Yinchuan felt a little distressed. After all, you can buy energy blocks, but thinking of the joy of the bandit headgear, Yi Yinchuan felt it was worth it. Just put off Xia's hat and Pikachu's headgear for now. First, you need to buy supplies for the battle royale. Second, you need to buy energy blocks to upgrade the level of Bobo. Currently, Bobo's evolution materials. First, The scale-tail seal, and a large amount of silver scale fish scales as the staple. Food, then the water blade seal, just make a list later and give it to Senior Sumu, anyway, whichever one is collected first, evolve first, it has to be done sooner or later. I just looked at the scales of the silver-scaled fish, but they are not available in the Points Mall, but there are still crystal nuclei and crystal stones with water properties. Yi Yinchuan planned to remove a water attribute crystal from the list he planned to give to Sumu and replace it with a Chonk's energy block. There is also Sickle Mantis Scythe, which has also been changed into a Petox energy block. Not only will this not reveal the evolutionary method, it can also speed up the upgrade of Hug, Perfect, but for these materials to be replaced, you have to find a way yourself. Water attribute crystal stone, black iron level requires 600 points, you can only purchase it if you are in the black iron rank, and you are limited to one purchase per month. Sickle Mantis Scythe, it's a bit cheaper, bronze level, 250 points, black iron level, 375 points, that means adding up, he has to score nearly 1,000 points. At the same time, you need to advance to the black iron rank. This doesn't lasted 2.5 hours, Yi Yinchuan finally ushered in the promotion round. The points are enough, as long as he wins one more time, he will be a qualified black guy, iron. Match successful. Yi Yinchuan and Bao Bao appeared on the battlefield, the Beastmaster and Pet Beast from the opposite side also came in. The two sides looked at each other and fell into silence, because, now, there are 4 gangsters wearing hoods on the field, and they are still urea bag style. This is meeting someone with the same ideals. Bronze? He's a junior from number 3 middle school, right? There was a hint of excitement in the other person's eyes. Yi Yinchuan looked at the other party's name and pondered deeply. Nicholas Turpey. The other party's pet beast, like Lu Xiaoyun, is a slime, but this one he has is khaki in color, paired with a gangster's hood. It looks like a mess. Judging from the temperament, this opponent is not simple. The other party had the same idea, and, although he was originally here to snipe his juniors, he had just won so many games and was about to advance to silver. Logically speaking, it should not be matched with bronze. The result matched again. What does this mean? It shows that the bronze in front of me is probably a winning streak, and its strength is very terrifying. This is a monster. Very good, the more evil you are, the more excited I am. Hehe, a sharp winning streak was immediately ended by a senior. This feeling will definitely be remembered deeply. This wave is a dimensionality reduction attack. Don't blame the senior was also sniped by Lao Lu back then. I've been caught in the rain, but I just don't want you to hold an umbrella. About 3 minutes later, in a certain dormitory of number 3 middle school, a simulation warehouse was opened, and curses could be heard from inside. Damn it, what kind of monster is this new class? It's strong, has many skills, and has ice attributes. You told me it's bronze. Li Pai, what do you mean, have you hit a brick wall? Someone laughed. Who made you so boring? You deserve to snipe the juniors. It shouldn't be easy to win. Don't tell me you lost. Then you've spent more than a year controlling beasts, either as a dog or playing in the mud. I said my little Huang didn't last more than 3 minutes, Li Xian, do you believe it or not? Also, there is no mud in the school. To play with mud, you have to go to the northeast. There are many dogs. Well, there is a golden retriever in front of me. Roll. Li Xian cursed angrily. He had blonde hair and angry eyes. A mutated sickle mantis was flying in the air, gesturing with its sickle at Li Pai. This sickle mantis, there are 2 characteristics of variation. One is covered in gold. Although I don't know what's special about it, at least it's very cool. There is still one. The sickle is extremely wide, almost 2 to 3 times the size of a normal sickle mantis. It is currently planning to evolve into a broadsword mantis to take advantage of its mutant characteristics. Ahem, guys, it's just a joke. Don't get excited, I'm really excited. Then if you are excited, don't move your pet. Li Xian looked at the smiling Li Pai. Li Pai, you are real. Li Xian, do you believe what I just said? That just when these 2 people were pulling. Yi Yinchuan's side has been promoted to black iron. At the same time, he very proudly used points to purchase the materials needed for the evolution of the water blade seal, with more points, you can buy some energy blocks. Ignore the potion for now. Before the battle royale begins, he must complete at least one evolution. If they can all evolve, that would be the best.